Shalom, Israel. Right, first and foremost, want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Malak Yahushua. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, which the world calls God, and Yahushua is the name of his only begotten Son, which the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, want to give a strong shalom to all the mighty men. They're going out there, they're laboring, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice. They're doing all they can to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Not only that, they're enduring the elements, the 100-degree weathers, freezing below codes, and everything that's trying to hinder the work of the Most High. Shalom, shalom. Want to give another strong shalom to the Akwaf, right? The sisters that are out there, they're reverencing their husbands, being teachers of good things, and the unmarried sisters as well, being tender, delicate, and on fire for the Most High God. Shalom, shalom. Last but not least, want to give another strong shalom to all the mighty teenagers and children in this truth, doing all they can to magnify the name of the Most High and make their calling and election sure in these last days. Right? And shalom to everybody that tuning in to the live stream and that will tune in, Most High willing. And the topic of this cold cut is titled, right, Demon Possession and Angelical Forces. Right? Because while we on this earth, you don't want to think we're living in a typical world. We're actually living on an earth full of spirits. Everybody is possessed with a spirit, whether that's righteous or whether that's evil. And it's a lot of demons on this earth. It's demons that hop on people. It's demons that actually possess people to do the things that they do. And on the flip side, you have righteous spirits that hop down on men and women to promote them to do great things, good works, and righteous works on this earth. So don't think, or demon possession, that's just make-believe. The Conjuring. Now, we're not talking about the Conjuring and the doll Annabelle. We're not getting into the movies. But real life demon possession. You could be controlled by a demon, man. It's people on this earth, they controlled by demons. Hey, your mom, she might be controlled by a demon. Your father, he has a demon on him. All right, your grandmother, your co-workers at work, they all have demons on them. Look how they act. And you want to make sure that you're spiritual enough to discern, okay, is this a demon or is this not? Hey, it's all throughout the scriptures, man. Let's kick it off with the book of 1 John. All right, let's kick it off with the book of 1 John. We was just going into this with a brother, and it's crazy because, hey, a lot of people are possessed by demons. All right. You got to pay attention to the words that people say out of their mouths, how they look at you. Hey, a demon, if you spiritually on a path and you have discernment, and you could tell a demon just by the look of his face, how a person looks at you. Oh, yeah, it's a demon. And it get deep out here, man. Because half of the people, they're doing all of these things, they don't even know that they're possessed. All right? Everybody is possessed on a deeper level. You either possessed by a demon or you either possessed by angelical force, an angelical spirit. Let's go to the book of 1 John, chapter 4 and 1. Right? It's 1 John 4 and 1. It says, believe not every spirit. So you can't believe every spirit. You can't believe, oh, this is my mother, she's righteous. No. Well, you know what? This is an innocent young lady. She wouldn't do me any harm. No, you can't think carnally minded. But this brother, he's a good brother, and I know he wouldn't do anything like that. Well, hold on, he's in the world. He doesn't fast. He doesn't pray. So you don't want to believe every spirit. It says, but try the spirits of God. It says, but try the spirits whether they of God. So you have to make sure you're trying these spirits. Everybody's spirit is on trial. Whether he's in the truth, whether it's a brother in his truth, a sister in his truth, your family, somebody in the world, co-workers. Everybody has to get their spirit weighed and tried in the balance. Because at the end of the day, guess what? You got to protect your spirit. And believe it or not, it's spirits that are coming after your spirit. They're hunting you down. They're hunting your steps. They're trying to catch you out the spirit. Ultimately, they wanted to destroy you and stop you from becoming a man or a woman that the Most High has set you up to be. And it might hurt. It might be a close relative. It might be somebody that you thought, guess what? You wouldn't do nothing like that. But you got to leave all emotions out of it, and you got to start using your brain. You got to put the emotions to the side, and you got to go off this Bible. You got to go off the Spirit of the Lord. And the Spirit of the Lord is going to tell you all things. That Spirit of the Lord is going to have you to question certain things. Once you start questioning things, that's how you know that something is not right. Because if anything is of the Most High, you're not even going to question it. It's going to feel right. Everything is going to be all lined up. But the moment you start questioning stuff, you scratching your head, you thinking, you meditating, guess what? Satan himself is trying to get into your head and enter into you. Right? Let's go to the book of Matthew. Right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 11. Right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse Salakia. I don't want Matthew 11. I want Luke chapter 4. All right, let's go to the book of Luke chapter 4. And verse number, I'm going to start at verse 33. It says, and in the synagogue, there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil and cried out with a loud voice. So during the time of Yahushua, you had multiple spirits on the earth. When Yahushua was doing these miracles and these works, you had people possessed with many different spirits. They were blind. They were lame. All right. Some were deaf. A woman, they might have infirmities. Now we're walking through the shadow of the valley of death, which is Babylon, America, the valley full of spirits. It's people possessed with an unclean devil everywhere. This brother smoking weed. This sister, she doing perks and pills. All right. You got the spirit of harlotry down here. You got the spirit of covetousness, power, pride. Jake want to just hustle and get money all day. So there's many different spirits on this earth. I'm going to read that again. It says, verse number 33, and in the synagogue there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil. Now you have to be able to discern. Guess what? This man has a spirit on him. Because if you're not able to discern that this brother, if you can't say within your head and look at somebody and it's something off and you can't say, guess what? I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's just sleepy or tired. Maybe he's just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. No, this man has a demon on him. If Jake is walking down the street playing shoot 'em up, bang, bang music, drill music, he has a demon on him. If Eve is walking down the street with no clothes on, weave in her head, all right, she got a spirit on her. If Jake is walking down the street eating pork and abominable food, these people have real life demons. And what's going on is the Christian church as well as society, they don't want to talk about these demons that's on these people, man. They're more so preaching prosperity and motivation instead of identifying these demons, instead of identifying demon possession. You have sex demons out here. Again, you have demons of covetousness. I mean, there's so many different spirits. Spirits of pride. It says, and in the synagogue there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil and cried out with a loud voice, saying, let us alone. What do we have to do with thee, thou Yahushua of Nazareth? And while you're not able to discern these spirits and these demons, guess what? These spirits are discerning what type of manner of man you are. They know the insides and out. They looking at you. Let's go to Acts chapter 19. So if you don't believe that demons don't know you, well, you in for a rude awakening. Hey, these demons, they're watching, man. When a demon takes over and possesses a man's vessel, he's been watching them before and finding opportunity to take over this man. But guess what? It wasn't time then. So he's watching his routines, watching how he move. And then when it's the right time, boom, they're going to overtake. Hey, some of these demons, hey, a lot of people been possessed with a demon since there was children. Right, we going to go to that. Let me bring this out in Acts first. So demon possession, it gets real. And it gets very, very deep. Right, it's the book of Acts chapter 19 and verse number 12. It says, so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs or aprons, and the diseases departed from them, and the evil spirits went out of them. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Jesus, saying, we adjure you by Jesus whom Paul preacheth. And there were 7 sons, one Sceva, a Jew, and a chief priest, which did so. So this man, he's trying to cast out these spirits that he's seeing upon these men. Verse 15, and the evil spirit answered and said, Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? So these spirits, they like, hey, we know who Christ is, and we know who the apostle Paul is, but who are you? The point is, these spirits knew who Paul was. All right? They knew who Christ was. They knew who the apostle Peter was. Hey, these spirits knew they know who the prophets are. They know who are the elect. They know who are the chosen. And guess what? They're watching them. So how much more you knowing who these demons are? Because if you don't, guess what? You're going to be possessed. All right? And anybody could be possessed with a demon. We don't care who you are in this earth. All right? We don't care how long you've been in the truth. None of that, all of that goes out the window. All right? A demon could, hey, we was once possessed by demons when we was in the world. Before we got these spirits off of us, we had demons on us. We was possessed. You ever wonder when you was in the world, why did I do this? I had no business doing this. That's not even like me. Guess what? That was a demonic force. A spirit came upon you and had you to do that. Fulfill the works of evil. It's certain things you might look back and you like, I don't even know why did I do that. That's nothing like me at all. Well, guess what, brother? That was a spirit that caused you to do that. Guess what, sis? That wasn't you. That wasn't the real you. A demonic force came over you and caused you to do that. You have people in the world, they might kill somebody. You have videos of somebody might kill somebody and afterward they're crying. Because guess what? That really wasn't them that just killed that person. That was a demonic force that jumped on them and caused them to do whatever they did. Now they're going back to their regular self and they're sorrowful, they're ashamed. What did I do? I just killed somebody. The whole time, that really wasn't them. That was a demon that jumped on them that caused them to do it. All of these things is in the scriptures. Right, let's go to the book of Matthew. Right. Matthew, let's see. Right, it might be Mark. Let's go to that. Right. Right, it's the book of Mark, chapter 9 and verse number 20. And they brought him unto him, and we had saw him, straightway the spirit tear him, and he fell on the ground, and wallowing foaming. And he asked his father, how long ago since this came unto him? I mean, how long did this spirit get upon this man, overtake him? It says, and oftentimes it cast him, he said of a child, and oftentimes it cast him to the fire and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. So this spirit was on this man since a child, right? And it tried to destroy him. It said cast him into the fire and into the waters. So people are possessed with demons since they get little. Once they entertain that spirit and that spirit come into their vessel, what it might be a fighting spirit, the spirit of lying, the spirit of whoredom, sex, and the spirit of getting into drugs, the spirit of idolatry, which is heavy on our people. These demons are on us since what? We're children. And a lot of people are possessed and don't even know they possessed. And they growing up. And as they grow up, these demons that's on them is growing and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, some people, they shake those spirits. But other people, they let those spirits continue to grow and they're forever possessed. Doing demonic work, Satan's work, mischief. Like we said earlier, anybody could be possessed. Nobody's exempt. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Wasn't the apostle Peter, wasn't he possessed by a spirit that caused him to sell out Yahushua? Well, not sell out, but deny the name of the Lord. And Peter was the rock of the church. Right, let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 18 real quick. This is Matthew chapter 18 and verse number see what I want. Actually, I want Matthew chapter 16 and 18. Right, this is Matthew 16 and 18. It says, and I say unto thee, thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So Peter is the rock of the church. And Peter is on a high level. In the regeneration, he's going to be a part of the 144,000 ruling with Christ upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. It says, and I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. So Peter, which was a righteous man, he was also going to be the rock of the church Yahushua is speaking about. Now, when we read down verse 22, it says, then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. And he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Now, was Peter really actually Satan? He kind of just shape-shifted into Satan. It was Peter, Simon Peter, then he shapes. No, it was the spirit of Satan that hopped on Peter. So if it hopped on Peter, which is going to be the 144,000, how much more us? A demon could hop on me. A demon could hop on you, man. A demon could be on your wife. A demon could hop on your children. A demon could hop on somebody that's close to you in the flesh, relative. Anybody could get possessed. But the battle in this truth is to not get possessed. We want to be possessed with a righteous spirit. We want to be possessed with righteousness, man. Angels ministering to us. But the moment you don't pray, fast, be in his word, be spiritually minded, you're susceptible to get possessed by a demon. And don't think it's not going to happen. It's going to hop on you, man. And if you're around righteous men, they're going to sense that spirit and they're going to pull you to the side and they're going to ease that spirit through the precepts. So anybody could get possessed by a demon, right? Let's get another account. All right. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Right? Let's go to the book of Matthew. Chapters 26 and 33. Right? This is Matthew chapter 26 and verse number 33. It says, Peter answered and said unto him, though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended. So Peter said, hey, Lord, I would never be offended on you. Now, this is really Peter. This is the real him. All right? He's saying, Lord, I would never be ashamed of you. I would not even delight. Hey, that might be us in this. Hey, I'm going to die for the name of the Lord. All right? I'm going to go out with a bang. And that's the real you. That's you really in the spirit. Verse 34, it says, Yahushua said unto him, verily I say unto you that this night before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter said unto him, though I die with thee, yet will I deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. So they're all on one accord saying, Lord, what are you talking about? We not going to deny you. But guess what? It wasn't up to Peter. It's really up to the Heavenly Father. And this shows you that we really don't have as much as control as we might think we have. You might have a plan to do something, but you don't know what's going to befall you in the future. All right, that's why humility is very important. Humility is very important because the more humble you are, the more the Most High is going to have favor upon you. Now, if you walking with pride, the Lord going to let them demons overtake you, and you ain't going to be able to perform what you said you was going to perform. But humility, guess what? That goes a long way. Now, jumping down to verse number... I'm going to start at verse 71. And when he was going out of the porch, another maid saw him and said unto them that were with it, that were there, this fellow was also Yahushua of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him, by the way they stood by, and said to Peter, surely thou art the one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the word of Yahushua, which said unto him, before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. And he was crying because of the sorrowfulness. And he just realized what he did. But guess what? It was a spirit on him. It happens. The Lord had this happen. Look at Judas Iscariot, man. All right. So demon possession is more deeper than what you think it is. Let's go to the book of Luke chapter 22. Right. Let's go to the book of Luke chapter 22. Right. This is the book of Luke chapter 22 and verse number 2. I'm going to start at 1. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover. The chief priests and the scribe sought how they might kill him, for they feared the people. Then entered Satan into Judas, named Iscariot, being the number of the 12. And that's how it starts. Satan enters into you. How does he enter into you? He enters first into your mind. That's why you have those thoughts. You might be talking to yourself, debating on, should I do this or not? You might rebuke yourself. You might just be sitting there, you thinking about something. And you're like, nah, that's off. That's Satan. He's trying to first take over your mind. So when if he could take over your mind, then he got you, because now he can control your actions. So you don't want to let Satan enter into your head, man. Because that's where he's going to first come at. Via the eyes, via what you hear, smell. That's how Satan is going to try to enter into your mind. Jumping down to verse number... I'm going to start at verse number, say, but amongst Jumping down to verse number 21, it says, "But behold, the hand of him that betrayed me is with me on the table. And truly the Son of Man goeth as it was determined. But woe unto that man by whom he is betrayed." So Judas Iscariot had a spirit on him that caused him to what? Betray the Lord. And after that spirit got off of him, he came back to his original self. Go to that in the book of Matthew, chapter 27. Right? It's the book of Matthew 27 and verse 3. "Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned," because after you commit a sin, after you go off, after you realize, what the hell did I just do? You're going to be condemned. That's how you know you was possessed. Anytime you condemned after you did something you weren't supposed to be doing, you was possessed by a demon, by a spirit. So he was condemned, repenting himself. He said, dang, man, I just sold out Christ. What did I just do? Probably shaking. All right. He losing his mind, scratching his head. All right. It says, "And brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned and that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, What is that to us? See thou to that. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed and went and hanged himself." And he was so ashamed. They didn't want that money. They said, guess what? What we going to do with that? All right. We don't want that money. So he threw his stuff down and boom, he hanged himself. When people do something they don't want to do, certain people, they cry. They go get a bottle, they drink. Hey, certain people, they kill themselves, man. They go get their gun, they shoot themselves in the head. All hell break loose. Eve, she end up cheating on her husband. Next thing you know, the husband finds out. All right. And he's saying, you know what, it's over, da, da, da. Now she's saying, hey, what did I do? She's crying. She don't know what's going on. Then next thing you know, she killed herself. All right. So all of these things is what go on in the world. And again, you could be possessed by any spirit. Let's go to the book of 1 Samuel. And it's a lot of spirits that the Lord has created. Right? It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 1 and verse number 15. It says, "And Hannah answered and said, No, my Lord, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit." So Hannah, she had a sorrowful spirit upon her. She was possessed with that spirit. Why? Because she couldn't bear children. All right. So you could have a sorrowful spirit. You depressed all the time. Guess what? That depression is not going to do anything for you but kill you. All right. That's in Sirach, the 30th chapter, 31st chapter. All right. You don't want to be depressed all the time. You have a sorrowful spirit on you all the time. That could kill you, man. Well, it's going to kill you. You have to have joy, which was the fruits of the spirit, no matter what's going on. You have the spirit of slothfulness. You have a lying spirit that you read about in 2 Chronicles 18 and 18 on down. So it's so many that you have the spirit of betrayal. It's so many demons you could get possessed by. And it's so many demons that we see people possessed by, to the point where they're looking at you and they're saying, why you not possessed with us? It's something about you. Why are you so cool? Right? I would talk to a brother, these people in the world, they gonna say, why you just so cool? What's to you? They trying to figure you out. The whole time, what it is you're not like the rest of the pack. You're not like the rest of the people in the world that's strong. Hey, these people are, half of the world is on, majority of the world is on drugs. They drug addicts. Since you're not like them, now they're trying to figure you out. But all you did was come back to the Lord, pray and fast, and you got that demon out of your vessel. And yes, you could get demons off of you. That's possible. All right, let's go to the book of Mark chapter 9. All right, you want to know how to get a spirit off you, a demon? Hey, fast. Whether that be a 1 day fast, 1 day might not cut it. You got to go 2 days. Guess what? 2 days might not cut it. You got to go 3 days. Sometimes 3 days don't cut it. Nevertheless, you have to pray and fast, and that spirit will remove because you're killing the flesh. These demons, they thrive off the flesh. But when you kill the flesh and you exalt the spirit, they flee. Right? It says, it's Mark 9:29. It reads, and he said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. And it's not like we're better than we know better than anybody else in this world. But it's just the Most High gave us the tools and the wisdom to be able to better ourselves. And that's through prayer. That's why prayer and fasting is so important. If you're not fasting, you have a demon on you. I don't care who you are. If you didn't go on a fast in a week, you have a demon on you. Now, you might not be able to see it or perceive it, but that just is what it is. Because, a week is a long time. That's a long time for a spirit to operate on you. If you haven't fasted in 2 weeks, you have a demon on you. If you haven't fasted in a month, you have a demon on you, let alone years. And it's our job to make sure once we purge these demons from our vessels, that these demons don't enter back in. And once you purge these demons, you're going to feel they don't try to come back into you. All right? They want to come and dwell inside your vessel. That's his home. And you're going to feel it. Damn, this spirit trying to attack me right over here. Then the spirit might come over here. It's trying to possess you. All right? But you have to, pray and fast. Let me get one more. Let me get another precept on that. In Tobit. Right? This is Tobit chapter 12 and verse number 8. It says, prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. It is better to give alms than a lay of gold. The point is, prayer is good with fasting. That's a beautiful combination. And that's what's going to get the job done. So since we went over demon possession, actually I want to get a couple more precepts on demon possession before we move on. Because you could see demons. They might say, well, hold on, I never seen a demon. I thought a demon was purple and red. No, that's not what demons look like. All right, let's go to the book of Sirach. All right, this is Sirach chapter 19 and verse number 29. It says, a man might be known by his look and one to have understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. A man's attire and excessive laughter and gait sheweth what he is. So a man is known by his looks. You could look at somebody, and if you got experience, you could look at somebody and tell what spirit they're moving in. Somebody's always jesting, they laughing, cracking jokes. They have a folly and mirth spirit on them. If a woman is looking at you with a long stare and a glance, guess what? That's the spirit of lust upon her. If you see somebody's in the house all day, he don't wake up, he getting up around 1 p.m., he moping around the house, well, that's a slothful demon on him. You might have a grandmother, she's always drinking, thinking about her children that had passed away. She's crying all the time in the house. The blind's not open. It's dark. That's a spirit of depression. And you could see that. But you got to be spiritually minded. So demon possession is real. Now, on the other hand, it's always a just balance. You're going to have angelical forces. And what are angelical forces? You have actual spirits of angels sent down to hop on certain people to do righteous works, to do good things to you. All right, you ever been at the job? You know, you panicking, man. Oh, well, then I could get this feast day off tonight. All right, so I could go keep it with the brothers in righteousness. Then your Edomite boss, who's usually an a-hole, He comes in and say, you know what? I'm feeling good today. All right, everybody off early, paid for it. Hey, that was the spirit of the Lord. Hey, the spirit of an angel. He hopped on that heathen to let you get off so you can keep the feast day, man. All right. Usually your boss might be an a-hole. Hey, you call him, can I get this day off? And he say, yeah, no problem at all. Boom, hang up. You might be stranded in the middle of nowhere. All right. Your tire just blew out. It's dark. Cars is passing by you waving. Hey, I need help. You don't have the right tools. And it's just somebody come out of nowhere and help you out. I mean, that has happened many of times. I'm pretty sure brothers and sisters could attest. Those are what you call angelical forces, angels that the Most High sends down to deliver this brother or sister in the time of need. And it happens all the time. You might have somebody that's just extra nice to you. Hey, do you need a ride home? All right. You're like, dang, I do need a ride home, but okay, I'll take it. All praises. Hey, I got something. You probably don't have nothing to eat. Hey, I got something to eat for you. All right. You like, all praises. Hey, guess what? That's the Lord, man. So let's go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 13. Actually, before we go to Hebrews, let's go to Proverbs. So angels are down here as well. It's not just demons down here and bad spirit. It's angels as well. Right, this is Proverbs 15 and verse number 3. It says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So who are the eyes of the Lord? The eyes of the Lord are the angels. All right. Also in the Bible, you might read angels. They're called watchers as well. Holy ones. Sometimes angels are called saints. But it's all messengers. But it's all according to the same spirit. So these angels are everywhere, man. All right. It might be the spirit of an angel in your household. The brother might have an angelical spirit on him. All right. A goodly spirit can hop on a heathen and cause that heathen to do it. Look at King Cyrus. And the Lord put the spirit upon King Cyrus to say, you know what? I'm gonna make sure the Jews go back to the homeland and build up the foundation thereof. That wasn't the natural spirit of Cyrus. All right. But guess what? The spirit of the Lord came upon him, caused him to do that, man. So the Lord is always going to have righteous spirits down here as well. You want to keep that in mind. And you don't know who you encounter. Sometimes you can encounter an angel. Now, we're not able to discern an angel how we were in the ancient world. Right, let's go to that in the book of Genesis 19. In the ancient world age, we see an angel, we could discern that because we was on a high spiritual level. Go to the book of Genesis 19. Right, this is Genesis 19 and verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them and bowed himself with his face toward the earth. So Lot, he's seeing these angels, he automatically bowed down. They were able to see angels. We're not able to see angels through the spirit. All right. But if if you got the ears to hear, all right, angels are going to come in the spirit of the Lord. You might be talking to somebody at work about the truth. You breaking it down to them, and they saying certain things that line up straight with the precepts. Hey, the spirit of the Lord hopped upon them. Spirit of the Lord might hop upon your brother, your child. Your child just start screaming out the name of the Lord. So the Most High can always change the spirit of somebody from evil to what? Goodly. That's why it's everything is in the hands of the Lord, man. Let's go to the book of Hebrews. All right, let's go to the book of Hebrews. Right, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, and verse number 1. It says, let some have entertained angels unawares. You might have entertained an angel you didn't even know, right? A lot of the times, angels have been in your life all the time. Just think about all the times you could have died, but you didn't. That was an angel. Think into the people that you ran into when you needed help, as they just randomly helped you, and you ain't know them from a can of paint. I would never forget this one time. I was at work, and basically it was Jake was being lazy. All right, people, they didn't know what was going on. They act like they didn't want to help nobody. So I'm like, all right, I gotta figure this out myself. And the task that I had to do was very, very hard. It wasn't easy. So it was real hard. I'm struggling. I'm praying to the Lord. I'm like, dang, man, how I'm gonna do this? So I'm just doing it. And as I get done toward the end, this brother came out of nowhere. I asked him, I said, hey, do we kind of pull up to, make sure everything is tarped down? And he said, yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna help you do it. Now, he probably already has somewhere to go. He probably has somewhere to go, somewhere to be. And my right mind, I'm thinking, why would you help me? You probably got somewhere to go. He said, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna help you. And I perceive that to be an angelical force that hopped on this brother to do good. Why? Because, why would he just help me like that? And he he got business to handle himself. And it came at the right time when I thought nobody was gonna help me, man. So they're everywhere. Let's go to the book of Tobit. Right, let's go to the account with Raphael. Right, it's the book of Tobit, chapter 5. Right, Tobit, chapter 5, and verse number, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, Tobias then answered and said, Father, I will do all things which thou hast commanded me. But how can I receive the money, seeing I know him not? Then he gave him the handwriting and said unto him, Seek thee a man which may go with thee while I yet live, and I will receive the wages and go and receive the money. And you have to put yourself in Tobias's shoes. He had to go on this journey by himself. All right, he had to receive the wages of this man, Raguel, and he had to go by himself, man. He was probably like, man, what am I doing? What am I gonna do? Who's gonna be able to help me, etc. It says, therefore, when he went to seek a man, he found Raphael, that was an angel. So he found this man Raphael, but whole time Raphael was the angel, one of the 7 holy angels. But Tobias, he didn't know that. He thinking it's just a regular man. But guess what? Raphael was here to help him. So you got to watch out for the spirits that try to help you. Whether you didn't ask for help, whether you might need a help. Watch out for that helping spirit, because that might be the spirit of an angelical force hopped on that brother or that sister to help you out. It says, but he knew not. And he said unto him, Canst thou go with me to Rages, and knowest thou those places well? Because Tobias wasn't familiar with the area. He wasn't familiar with the places. It says, verse 6, to whom the angel said, I will go with thee, and I know the way well, for I have lodged there with our brother Gabriel. Then Tobias said unto him, tarry for me, I will tell my father. See that? Now let's go to Tobit chapter 12. Right, this is Tobit chapter 12. It says, Tobit 12 and 11. Surely I will keep close nothing from you, for I said it was good from you. It was good to keep close the secret of a king. but that it was honorable to reveal the works of God. Now therefore, when thou didst pray, and Sarah thy daughter-in-law, I did bring remembrance of your prayers before the Holy One. And when thou didst bury the dead, I was with thee likewise. And when thou didst not delay to rise up, and leave thy dinner to go cover the dead, thy good deed was not hid from me, but I was with thee. So this angel was watching them the whole time, and they didn't even know it. So yes, these demons is watching you to possess you, but you got angels watching you as well. It says, verse 12, I am Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One. Then they were both troubled and fell on their faces, for they feared. But he said unto them, Fear not, for it shall go well with thee. Praise God therefore. For not of any favor of mine, but by the will of our God I came. Wherefore praise him forever. All those days I did appear unto you, but I did neither eat nor drink. But you did see a vision. Now therefore give God thanks, for I go up to him that sent me, but write all things which are done in a book. And when they rose, they saw him no more. Then they confessed the great wonderful works of God, and how the angel of the Lord appeared unto him. So you see how this angel Raphael disguised himself? It's angels all around us, they're disguised. That's why you gotta watch who you talk to. You gotta pay attention to people that you encounter. Every spirit is not always a bad spirit. Certain people, just look at the brothers around you, the sisters around you in the congregation. The Lord has you to meet those people for a reason. Why? Because they're going to help you going forward in this life that you're on this earth. Look at the people you was around in the world. Those was demons. And guess what? It was so hard to get up out of that because they wanted you to stay there, right with them. But you have to be spiritually discerned, and you have to be spiritually minded, discerning all of these things, that's going on, right? It's a just balance. You got to pay attention to the spirits of righteousness just as well as the demonic spirits. All of these are all one and the same, right? Let's go to the book of John, chapter 1. Are you going to get a few more and wind down? Right, it's the book of John, chapter 1, and verse number 1:48, it says, Nathanael said unto him, Whence knowest thou me? I'm going to start at verse 47. Yahushua saw Nathanael coming to him and said of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom there is no guile. So Christ see Nathanael and said, this man is pure in the spirit. He's an Israelite for sure. 48, Nathanael said unto him, Whence knowest thou me? So he's saying, how do you even know me? Yahushua answered and said unto him, Before thou Philip called thee, when thou was under the fig tree, I saw thee. Nathanael answered and said, Rabbi, thou art the Son of God, thou art the King of Israel. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Because I said unto thee, I saw under the fig tree, believest thou? Thou shalt see greater things than these. So Nathanael didn't even know that Christ was watching him the whole time. The Lord already seen Nathanael when he was by the fig tree. Nathanael didn't know that. So while we not paying attention, these spirits are watching us, both the righteous and the wicked spirit. And Yahushua is the top righteous spirit that the Most High has created. So how much more for everything else? Let's go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. All right. Actually, before we go to that, let me get one more in Matthew chapter 4. All right, this is Matthew chapter 4 and verse number 13. And it reads, I'm going to start at verse 10. It says, Then said Yahushua unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto them. So Satan was tempting Yahushua. Yahushua rebuked Satan all of these times. Then guess what? Satan left him. And what came after Satan left? The angels ministered to him, meaning Yahushua got strength. You ever notice when you overcome a temptation out of nowhere, you just get stronger, like you just, that's those angels strengthening your spirit. You just rebuke somebody through the spirit. You just did a righteous act. You just overcame temptation. You start getting that, yeah. That's because those angelical spirits, they working on you, stirring up your spirit and adding that fuel to the fire. Now you feel really like, you really feel like him. Like Paul said in 1 Corinthians the 7th chapter 8. Hey, he was so on fire. He said, hey, I perceive I got the spirit of the Lord inside me. So those angelical forces are going to strengthen you as well. Anytime you overcome temptation, anytime you're obedient unto the Heavenly Father, anytime you say no and you do a right deed, you will get stronger. But the moment you submit, you go off, you entertain those demons, you get possessed by demons, you will get weaker. Let's get one more before I close out. Right? Let's go to the book of 1 Thessalonians. Right, it's 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse number 4. It says that every one of you should know how to possess his vessel and sanctification and honor. So you want to make sure you're knowing how to possess your vessel. Don't let your vessel be overtaken with demons, spirits, evil spirits. And if it does, make sure you fast and pray immediately to get that spirit off of you so you can operate in the spirit that you have from old that the Most High ordains you to be in. But with that, Lord willing, this video was edifying. Continue to read, pray, fast, study. Most importantly, beseech the Heavenly Father for his mercy. That I'm saying, Shalom.